Hello, and welcome to this review of the London Underground historical romance book series by Eva Leigh. It's a quick little three-book series, and I'm Olivia, your new favorite resource for book recommendations you can easily screenshot, and you're watching Random Olive Reads. We start off with From Duke Till Dawn, and we have a grumpy and serious Duke who was recently jilted by fiance, but he really isn't heartbroken over her. He still kind of is pining about another woman that he met several years ago that sort of got away and he couldn't find again. His two younger friends, who are the main characters of the other two books in the series, drag him out gambling. And when he's at the gambling hell, the lost lady of his heart is there, running the casino. There's a little bit of an encounter there, but ultimately he finds out that she had scammed him out of money all those years ago. Now he wants revenge. Sad news for her, though. The next day, her partner in crime steals all of their money and leaves her the target of a whole bunch of unpaid laborers for their new casino. And so she needs to ask for help, but she doesn't have anyone to turn to. Everyone's mad at her. So she eventually asks the Duke for help, but he's mad at her too. It's a huge mess. This wasn't my favorite of the series, but it does introduce the Orchid Club, which is a sex club that comes into play throughout the series. Book two is Counting on a Countess. We have Tamsin, who is in London to oversee a shipment of smuggled goods, but somehow she finds her way to a ball. She meets Kit there, who has recently come into an inheritance, but the will stipulates that he needs to marry within the month to get the money. So these two embark on a marriage of convenience with the idea that Kit will have the money to fund his new project, and then Tamsin will have the money to keep her house and her smuggling operation going. The twist is that the inheritance requires that the wife oversee all of the management of all of the spending, knowing Kit's history of wasteful spending. Ouch. Plus, Tamsin cannot be honest about her smuggling operation since Kit is a veteran and an upholder of the law, and it's all sorts of secret keeping between these two married people. And then finally, we have Dare to Love a Duke, which is book three. We have our newly inherited Duke still mourning his father, but dealing with his new responsibilities. Knowing that he has to protect his mother and sister's reputations, he will have to stop going to the Orchid Club, where he flirts with the proprietress of that club. After he spends one last night with her, he finds out his father is actually the secret owner of the club, and then he needs to decide whether to keep it open or shut it down. There's also a little bit of like political jockeying with his sister's fiance's father and like alliances that go against his principles and influencing votes and all of that. A high amount of drama. We have to deal with the fallout of potential scandal. And of course, these two people from totally different worlds have to figure it all out and how they can come together and or stay together. Overall, this was the first book wasn't that great in my opinion. The second book was better, and then the third book was my favorite of the series. Overall, it was a worthwhile read and I highly recommend it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Links to the books that I've talked about are in the description box. Like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos, and you can follow me on Instagram at Random Olive.